What are some maybe takeaways from preseason? Has your mind changed on any guys based on some of the moves that have been made? How has that affected sort of your look at the upcoming season?
Yeah, the first guy who my mind has really changed on is Alexander Madison. Because at the beginning of the offseason, I think we were both very high on him because he was going to get the workload in Minnesota. Dalvin Cook leaves. They choose to re sign Madison and then put their faith in him as a starter. And what you then kind of wanted to see from that was, a couple good preseason games or the coaches coming out and hyping him up in practice, saying he's looking explosive, looking fantastic. And we really haven't seen that. We have not heard any Alexander Madison news besides the fact that he is there, which usually it's not good to bet on a guy who's just there and not actually, excited to be in the offense. The guy we've actually been seeing in the preseason and the coaches have been impressed with is Ty Chandler. He's the guy that Kevin O'Connell has come out and said, yeah, he's looking great. We're really happy with him. And then they go out today and they add Myles Gaskin, who was just cut by Miami as well, bringing more running backs into that room. That doesn't really seem like a vote of confidence for Madison for me, because if they were high on him as their RB1, I feel like we'd be getting more hype pieces of he's going to have an incredible season. We're expecting a lot, instead of them talking up the backups instead and then bringing more running backs in to compete with him. So he's someone that I've soured on a little bit. I'm sure he will still get the starting job early in the season, but I feel like this could be a situation where if he's disappointing come week 7, week 8, we could possibly see a switch because it doesn't really sound like they are fully invested in him as the guy.
Yeah, it's a fair concern. I still like the value that he brings. And the other way to look at it is, Myles Gaskin has shown glimpses of being okay in Miami. He had some weeks and one good season, probably in particular. But Minnesota hasn't gone, like, they could have traded for Jonathan Taylor maybe, or they could have signed Kareem Hunt. They haven't done that yet. I mean, I guess they still could, and Leonard Fournette, those guys are still floating out there. But they didn't make a trade or anything. To me, you look at Gaskin, he's available, he's on the market. It's like, yeah, he's pretty good. He's better than who we have here as depth. But I don't think they're bringing in Gaskin to be the starter. So, yeah. So I appreciate your thought on that. Here are a couple running backs that I probably was going to avoid, and I've got 3 more drafts that I'm going to actually target now. One of them, Travis Etienne, because there was a lot of talk about Tank Bigsby coming into the year. It doesn't seem like he's going to be cutting into a lot of Etienne's production. So this Jaguars team is good. This offense is good. There are a lot of mouths to feed. But Etienne, he's Trevor's boy. Like these two, I still like that connection and the safety blanket. We know he can catch. We know we've seen glimpses of how good he can be. He's healthy. I like him, and I think you get him at a little bit of a discount. And then also Dameon Pierce. He was a guy that sort of, he was really good as a rookie last year, and then he kind of he dipped. I think he got injured a little bit toward the end of last year, so he didn't carry the momentum into the offseason. But I think all indications are he was good in preseason. He's the guy. He's their guy. And they're not a great team, but I think they're going to be better than maybe many people think. They're going to be competitive. So I like Dameon Pierce. And again, it's good value. He goes a little bit later. So those are a couple guys I'm going to be targeting moving forward.